My level of conviction is very, very high, obviously. These are the defiant words from the man at the very top, the Chief Executive Officer of Take-Two Interactive, Strauss Zelnick. In a world riddled with skepticism and haunted by the ghosts of delayed games past, this statement is either a rock-solid guarantee or a breathtakingly bold gamble. The entire gaming universe is holding its breath, fixated on a single burning question. Will Grand Theft Auto 6, the most anticipated entertainment product in human history, actually launch on May 26, 2026? Or are we all being set up for yet another soul-crushing disappointment? This isn't just about a video game anymore. It's about trust. It's about a multi-billion-dollar promise. And it's about managing expectations of a magnitude we've never seen before. Today, we are going to dissect this complex situation piece by piece. We will plunge deep into the CEO's carefully chosen words, analyzing what was said and, more importantly, what was left unsaid. We'll explore the shadowy rumors of other major projects happening behind Rockstar Games' closed doors, projects like a Grand Theft Auto 4 remake that could be secretly siphoning resources and focus away from the main event. We will also confront the elephant in the room, the rumored $100 price tag, and what Zelnick's cryptic comments about value truly mean for your wallet. Finally, we'll pinpoint the exact moments in the coming months that will serve as the true litmus test for this fragile release date. So, buckle up. The road to Vice City is paved with corporate promises and fan anxiety, and we're driving straight into the heart of the storm. Let's start with the man himself, Strauss Zelnick. Picture the scene: a brightly lit television studio, the intense gaze of a CNBC host, and the weight of millions of shareholders and billions in future revenue hanging on every word. This isn't just a casual interview. It's a high-stakes performance for an audience of investors who hang on every syllable. Take-Two Interactive's stock price can swing wildly based on perceptions of Grand Theft Auto 6's progress. Zelnick is not just a CEO. He is the company's chief confidence officer, and his primary job in moments like these is to project unshakable stability. His track record shows a consistent pattern of bullish optimism, even in the face of development headwinds for past titles like Red Dead Redemption 2. That game too saw significant delays, pushing its release from an initial fall 2017 target all the way to October 2018. Throughout that period, Zelnick's messaging remained steadfastly positive, focusing on Rockstar's commitment to quality. So when he speaks now, veterans of this long waiting game hear two messages: the explicit one of confidence and the implicit one reminding them that on track for a Rockstar project is a uniquely flexible concept. When the question about the May 26, 2026 release date came, it was the moment of truth. The initial plan, as many of us painfully remember, was for a release in late 2025. That dream was shattered back in early May when Rockstar and Take-Two admitted they needed more time, pushing the launch into the distant future of 2026. The official reason was the classic, all-encompassing need for more polish. While understandable for a game of this scale, that single delay planted a seed of doubt that has since grown into a forest of worry among the fanbase. For gamers who have been burned by infamous delays and disastrous launches like Cyberpunk 2077, the word polish can trigger a Pavlovian sense of dread. And this isn't unfounded paranoia, it's a learned response based on over a decade of Rockstar's development cycles. Let's rewind the clock. Grand Theft Auto 5 was originally announced for a spring 2013 release. It was eventually delayed to September 2013. While only a few months, it established a precedent. Then came Red Dead Redemption 2, a project of even greater ambition. Its delay was far more substantial, a full year beyond its initial target. In both cases, the final product was a masterpiece that shattered sales records and redefined what was possible in an open-world game. The delays were ultimately justified by the quality. But this history creates a powerful paradox. We know Rockstar's perfectionism is what makes their games legendary, but that very same perfectionism is the single biggest threat to any release date they announce. Every fan wants the game to be perfect,
but they've been trained to understand that perfection takes time, often more time than initially planned. This historical context is the lens through which every statement from Zelnick is viewed. It's why a single delay from 2025 has already sparked such intense debate and anxiety about a potential second one.
So when Zelnick responded with, "My level of conviction is very, very high," he was doing more than just answering a question. He was actively trying to perform corporate CPR on the community's flagging confidence. He emphasized that while the Rockstar team has a lot going on in the background, Grand Theft Auto 6 remains their primary focus. He confidently brushed off concerns about the immense pressure, promising an amazing game upon release.
But is this unwavering confidence genuine, or is it a masterclass in media training? Corporate leaders are paid to project strength, especially when their company's stock value is intrinsically tied to a single product's success. The delay from 2025 to 2026 was a significant financial event, forcing Take-Two to adjust its fiscal projections.
Another delay would be catastrophic, not just for their balance sheets, but for their credibility. This is why Zelnick's performance is so critical. He needs to convince the world that the ship has been righted, that the new course is set in stone, and that May 26th, 2026 is a destination, not just another waypoint. However, his admission that Rockstar has a lot going on is a tantalizing breadcrumb that leads us down a much more complicated path. What exactly is going on behind the scenes that could potentially divert focus from the most important game of the decade? This is where the story gets murky, filled with rumors and insider claims that paint a picture of a studio juggling multiple high-profile projects simultaneously. The most persistent of these rumors is the development of a full-blown remake of Grand Theft Auto 4. For many fans, Niko Bellic's gritty story is a masterpiece, and the thought of seeing a modernized Liberty City is incredibly exciting. But that excitement is tempered by a very real fear. Creating a faithful, modern remake of a game that large is a monumental undertaking. Could this project be pulling essential developers, artists, and engineers away from the core Grand Theft Auto 6 team? Even if a separate team is handling it, senior leadership and creative visionaries at Rockstar are a finite resource. Their attention would inevitably be divided. Consider the sheer scale of a Grand Theft Auto 4 remake. It wouldn't just be a simple remaster with higher resolution textures. Fans would expect a ground-up rebuild in the latest version of the Rage engine, the same engine powering Grand Theft Auto 6. This would involve recreating the entirety of Liberty City, a massive and densely detailed environment with modern graphics, physics, and potentially new gameplay mechanics to bring it in line with more recent titles. It's a task that could occupy a significant studio division for years. Such a project could also be a strategic double-edged sword, a way to test and refine new engine tools for the main event, but also a potential black hole for resources if it encounters its own developmental problems. Then there's the collaboration with Remedy Entertainment on the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes. While Remedy is leading the development, Rockstar's role as the publisher and intellectual property holder means their oversight, quality assurance, and creative input are still required. This fragments the focus of key personnel at the highest levels, the very people who need to be laser-focused on ensuring the gargantuan ship of Grand Theft Auto 6 stays its course. Juggling the development of the most ambitious open-world game ever, a potential Grand Theft Auto 4 remake, and the Max Payne remakes sounds less like a strategic plan and more like a recipe for spreading talent dangerously thin. It's a high-wire act with billions of dollars and a decade of fan anticipation on the line. If you're feeling the sheer pressure of what Rockstar is trying to accomplish and want to follow every twist and turn of this story, do us a favor and hit that like button to let us know you're locked in for the ride. These potential distractions add a crucial layer of context to the CEO's statements. When Zelnick says Grand Theft Auto 6 is the primary focus, the key word is primary. It's not the only focus. This subtle distinction is everything. It acknowledges the existence of other projects without giving away any details, a classic corporate maneuver to maintain control of the narrative.
The fear is that one of these secondary projects could hit an unexpected snag, forcing Rockstar to pull resources from the main prize to put out a fire, creating a domino effect that leads straight to another delay announcement. This brings us to the next massive $100 billion question: the price. The development of Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to be one of the most expensive entertainment projects ever, with some estimates soaring past $1 billion. To recoup that investment and turn the expected colossal profit, Take-Two might be looking to push the boundaries of what consumers are willing to pay. The rumor that has been gaining the most traction is a potential $100 price tag for the base game. When Zelnick was confronted with this figure, his response was a masterclass in corporate deflection. He refused to confirm or deny the number. Instead, he pivoted to his favorite talking point: value. He argued that Rockstar consistently produces more value than the initial price tag suggests. He stated, "We're highly focused on making sure the experience is great, not just because the game itself is great, but also because consumers have paid a fair price for it." Let's decode this. By avoiding a direct denial, he keeps the door open for a price hike. By repeatedly using words like value and fair price, he's attempting to psychologically prime the market to accept a higher cost. The implication is that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be so massive, so detailed, and so replayable that a $100 entry fee will feel like a bargain in the long run. He's not selling a game, he's selling a decade-long hobby. This is a bold strategy that could easily backfire. The jump from $60 to $70 for next-generation titles was a contentious but ultimately successful push by the industry. A $100 base price would be an even more audacious leap, shattering a long-standing psychological barrier for consumers. What could possibly justify it? The value Zelnick speaks of would need to be tangible and immediate. Perhaps the $100 edition wouldn't just be the base game, but a package that includes the first major expansion for the story mode, or a substantial amount of currency and exclusive content for the game's inevitable online component. This would reframe the purchase, not as just the game, but as the complete year-one experience. Take-Two could be betting that the hype for Grand Theft Auto 6 will be so immense that they can set a new industry standard, with other publishers eagerly following suit if they succeed. It's a gamble that relies on the game being a cultural event on the scale of a new Star Wars or an Avengers movie, where the price of admission is secondary to the experience of being part of the moment. The success of this pricing strategy will depend entirely on Rockstar delivering a product that is not just good or even great, but genuinely revolutionary. It has to be a game that redefines the entire medium to justify redefining the price of entry. So, with a shaky release date, potential internal distractions, and a looming price revolution, what should we be looking for next? What is the next tangible milestone that will tell us if this is all real? According to industry experts, the next key period to watch is November and December of this year. The prevailing theory is that this holiday season is the prime window for Rockstar to officially open pre-orders. A pre-order announcement would be the most significant sign of confidence we could get. It's a real monetary commitment. It means the manufacturing and distribution pipelines are being prepared. It means the marketing machine is kicking into its highest gear. It is the point of no return. A pre-order campaign for Grand Theft Auto 6 will be a global event in itself. Expect a meticulously planned marketing blitz, a second, longer trailer that finally shows raw gameplay, cover art reveals that will dominate social media for weeks, and exclusive deals with retailers. The launch of pre-orders is the moment the abstract promise becomes a tangible product you can put your money down for. It signals that the game is content complete and deep into the final phases of bug fixing and polishing. It's the green light the entire industry is waiting for. If November and December come and go with nothing but silence from Rockstar, the anxiety that is currently simmering in the community will boil over. It would lend credibility to the fears that the May 26, 2026 date is more of a target than a promise. Every piece of news, every leak, and every official statement from now until then will be scrutinized with an intensity rarely seen in any industry. We'll be tracking every clue and every development leading up to that potential pre-order window. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss our immediate breakdown when or if that news finally drops. In the end, we are left with a fascinating clash of narratives. On one side, you have the polished, confident, and unwavering word of a corporate titan, Strauss Zelnick, who promises that everything is under control and that the masterpiece is on schedule. On the other side, you have a scarred, anxious, but deeply passionate fan base, conditioned by years of industry disappointments to question every promise and fear the worst. This isn't just a simple case of a company saying one thing and consumers hoping for it.
It's a complex dynamic shaped by years of history, fueled by astronomical financial stakes, and intensified by the passion of a global community that has waited for over a decade. The truth likely lies somewhere in the complex machinery of modern AAA game development. The push for a healthier work-life balance at Rockstar, a direct response to past criticisms of crunch culture, might genuinely necessitate a longer, more methodical development cycle, making the new date more realistic. Yet, the pressure from investors to deliver a record-shattering product on a predictable timeline remains an immense and opposing force. Is Strauss Zelnick's very, very high conviction a genuine reflection of the progress being made at Rockstar, a guarantee of a paradigm-shifting game delivered precisely on time? Or is it the brave face of a captain trying to keep morale high while navigating a perfect storm of unprecedented technical challenges, the distraction of competing internal projects, the immense pressure of justifying a potential $100 price tag, and the crushing weight of a world's expectations? Only time will tell. The road signs we'll be looking for, a second trailer, a pre-order date, any new official artwork, will be our only guides through the fog. But one thing is for certain. On May 26th, 2026, the entire world will be watching to see if the promise was kept. It's more than a release date. It's a referendum on the most successful and secretive studio in entertainment history. The legacy of Rockstar games and the future of blockbuster gaming may very well